Welcome to the shock video, part 2 of the CERT guidelines. Sorry if I'm moving too much. The stick drift on my remote's gotten a little worse than before. Shock weaponry. Commanding officers or lieutenants and above are allowed to use the shock staff. Lieutenants and anything above that involves captain, major, commanders, almost like corporals. Captain, majors, commanders, anything above lieutenants are allowed to use the axe. But you have to be shock, which that mostly involves CG, KS. Hound unit counts as CG, so I better not hear hound unit is not CG. Hound unit is CG. This world's loud. Let me turn it down. The axe is considered, I'm considering it for commanding officers because when the purse troopers use the shock axe or the electro axe, God fucking shitty ass. When the purse troopers use the axe, it was given to officers, commanding officers, or purge leads. That's why I'm considering the axe for, commanders. Also under shock would be the electro staff. The stun stick. This video won't be as long as my riot training video because these are shock weapons. And the stun gun, of course. One of the most strongest weapons in Algorithm's military base, due to it being, well, an insta-kill. Now then, I'll take this to Ghostly Star Destroyer now. Now then. Oh boy, I forgot. Now then, we're down to Ghostly Star Destroyer. The shock weaponry would be, well, the stun stick, and the taser, which is one of my favorite weapons here. Let me turn up the world audio again. I like the taser. And the red electro staff, which the other electro staffs, I'm pretty sure there are more, would also be considered shock. Radios, well, these are more for just CG troop, or more for squad leads. Let's move on to the main armory down here, so I can show you the rest of the shock weaponry. Oh, wait a minute. I walked right past. Here we go. This would technically also be considered a shock weapon. I forgot what they call this rifle, because I'm not an Imperial person. I'm a Republic person, so I like Republic weaponry more than Imperial weapons. Now then, let's move on to this area. The Electro Axe, considered for shock. Ghostly has an obsession with the color blue. You know them. Shock troopers. Well, I don't know if groups like this allow them, but I want to consider it to use the basic car. Wait, what? I do, but they probably won't. Yeah. Up here, there's not really anything related to shock, but doing a safety check. Yeah, there's nothing really up here related to shock. I'll take this back somewhere. Now then, I'd like to thank you for this short video on how to use shock weaponry. The video is not extended because, well, not a lot of shock weapons aren't really used for combat. Shock weaponry during combat, well, I don't see anything related to shock. Stay tuned for another time, for probably my next guideline video would relate to heavy and marksman, and later after those would be demolitions and special op weaponry. Marksman and heavy, that would involve Vulcan, wherever the fuck you pronounce it. The heavy weapon. Like, God, each one needs to adjust the fucking volume. So some groups consider this as a marksman weapon, but it's more viewed as a basic. Well, most groups would. The heavy weapon. And then there'll be the special operations units, the spec ops rifle, the commando rifle, well, the shotgun, well, I'll go over that in the sniper and heavy weaponry. The ARF rifle, the flamethrower, and demolition. Oh yeah. And then officer or ARC trooper. My last video will be based off piloting and how to fly ships, which would be a doozy.